Everything that is going on is under attack, and you are now seeing the results. And if America doesn't look to examples of, let's say, San Francisco or L.A., and you don't actually see what's going on, you're going to be caught and be surprised and be like, when did this happen? It's happening right now. And it is incredible to me that if you listen to this woman who just posted something on Facebook or wherever, she had just been out shopping during the middle of the day. She lives in San Francisco, and listen to her voice shake. She is truly frightened.
I'm literally shaking right now. I was just getting groceries, and I live in San Francisco, and I never really feel fully safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I just got groceries. I'm walking out of the store, and this guy is walking past me and says, "Move, you stupid." He spits in my face. Spits all over my face. And then I say, "Excuse me, did you just spit in my face?" And he says, "Move or I'll rape you." There's also people everywhere, and everyone's just walking by because they're like, I can't handle something else in San Francisco. It's always something else. I don't even know why I'm posting this. If you live in San Francisco, do you feel this way all the time? I don't feel safe, ever. I literally never feel safe. It's better when it's daylight. But nighttime, no, not leaving my house.
Jeez. Who wants to live there? Who wants to live there? And at the same time they're doing this, the Biden administration is trying to take your guns. Gavin Newsom is doing what, Stu?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom is literally running ads right now for his proposal to amend the Constitution, the 28th Amendment, which in his view would reverse the Second Amendment, repeal the Second Amendment. Now, I will give Newsom some credit here because he's the only person on the left who's honest about what they want to do, and he's actually trying to do it the right way, right? Like, it's very much in our system to overturn the Second Amendment if you amend the Constitution. And he is, at least in this one instance, trying to do things the right way. So I give him some credit for that. But this is exactly what they want to do. They want to take away your ability to defend yourself while creating environments like this poor woman is talking about. This is a direct result of the policies of the left. And everybody knows it. There's been no big conservative governance of San Francisco in recent memory.
So look what they've done. They have taken away the police and said, let's reimagine the police. So now in San Francisco, there's no police. They're not responding. You're by yourself. You can't have a gun. So you're locked in your house. Well, that kind of goes to something that they want to happen. You're not going anywhere. Then they take away your ability to drive because gas is so expensive. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So they're taking away your ability to get into a car or an airplane and fly. They're trapping you in your house. They are devaluing your money so you don't have the freedom that money could help get you out of that system. They've trapped your kids into schools that are nothing but indoctrination camps. Look at what is happening. They're dismantling absolutely every safety and every freedom that you have. Freedom isn't freedom unless it's freedom of opportunity and freedom of thought. So we know that they're taking away your freedom of thought. They'll shout you down. But more importantly, they're taking away your opportunity to be safe, your opportunity to be happy and content, your opportunity to live your life the way you want to live it, your opportunity to eat the way you want to eat, the opportunity for you to drive or consume the way you want to consume. And I'm not saying that it's good or bad, either choice that you might make. What I'm saying is it should be your choice. And they are trapping you and making you feel like there's no hope for tomorrow. And what does that lead to? That leads to you crying out for a strongman. And believe me, one side or the other, we already have one. Now, they're not totally there, but they are damn close. I mean, they are a hair's trigger away from just seizing all of the power and making an all-powerful executive. And what's happening? On the other side, on the right, more and more people are like, these people have got to be stopped. Yeah. There's got to be somebody some unrestrained executive that can just through executive order make all of this stuff stop. We are at the inflection point and the most dangerous point the Republic has ever been in, because both sides are going to be convinced I can't stop the other side without an all-powerful government. And then you lose your country forever.
And Glenn, a lot of this stuff is happening in a period of, like, I'd say arguably it's almost calm compared to what might be coming. I mean, obviously you have a book out currently called Dark Future, so I know you've thought about this quite a bit. I know Carol Roth has talked about this particular thing as well. When you're talking about I keep coming back to this commercial real estate situation. Think about what we're talking about here. These cities have turned into cesspools. They're terrifying everyone. No one wants to live in them anymore because it's incredibly scary. You might have the San Francisco thing happen. You might have the Portland thing happen. You might have Los Angeles. All these cities look really bad. I was in Boston this weekend.
New York.
New York has really had rough stretch as well. I was in Boston, which I would say has been somewhat shielded from the worst aspects of this so far. But add on the fact that I was talking to a friend of mine who works for a financial institution. And so they go into the COVID period. He's in Massachusetts. Obviously, they're shut down for multiple years. He doesn't go into the office at all. Now, things have opened back up, and he's going back into the office 2 days a week. And that is his reality from here going forward. Now, he loves that. He gets to work at home 3 days a week. It's, he doesn't have to commute in. Obviously, Boston known for its terrible traffic issues. It's great for a lot of the workers. But think about what this means for these giant companies who have entire buildings of offices. They don't need them. And and people say, like, well, I mean, we already went through COVID. But like these companies, Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't have 2-year leases. They have 10-year leases on these buildings, 20-year leases. And as these things expire, none of them are going to renew. And what happens to all this space is going to be empty in cities that are surrounded by drug addicts and homeless people and crime. What is going to happen at the end of this cycle?
Okay, so may I make it worse for you?
Yes, please.
Yes, they have 10 and 20-year leases. However, it's about 50%. I can't remember. It's been too long since I've looked at this number. It is an enormous, enormous number between, to be safe, 40 and 70% of all big commercial property leases and everything else are coming up in the next 2 years. So all of those have to be refinanced. Well, if you're losing money, who's going to refinance it? What bank is going to say, oh, that big empty building? Yeah, I'm going to roll the dice on that because things are coming back and turning around. When that commercial property starts to implode and you can't get a loan for that commercial property, if you think things are bad now, wait until that starts to implode, because that will just spiral out of control from our cities to our banks to our houses. And listen to what the Washington Post says today. These people are such dangerous liars. It's beyond bad. It's beyond slant. It's beyond. It is truly treasonous, not to America, but to human beings, what they're doing. Listen to this. The U.S. economy is great. Stop worrying about it. Is it possible for economic news to be a little too good? If many economic worries seem to be dwindling, is that a reason to be scared? After periods of success, are economies due for a comeuppance? Perhaps even more reasons stemming from the earlier achievement? What prompts these questions is the current U.S. economy. The good news is evident. What are you talking about? Are you talking to anyone who lives a normal life? I was just with a mom and her daughter it's this amazing mom and daughter. The daughter is very, very sick with a rare kidney disorder. Mom has to move out of her house that she's been renting because the landlord, the daughter is going to move in there, and so they're trying to find a place. They can't find anything. They can't find anything that they can afford. And they're living out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I live in the middle of nowhere. They can't afford it here. So they could go to another state, they could go to another city, but they can't because they're on Medicare. And all of her insurance depends on where she is. And they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They can't afford rent because rent is so much worse than buying right now because people are buying up companies are buying up all of the rentals and they're just jacking up the price all over the country. Is anybody at the Washington Post? Is it possible for economic news to be too good? Have you gone shopping? Have you tried to live on an average person's salary and gone shopping? People right now that I know are pretty well off. I mean, they're like me growing up. I wasn't poor, and by today's standards, we were like dirt poor. But we didn't feel poor. We had a decent life. We struggled, but it was no big deal. Yeah, I drank powdered milk. I thought that was normal at the time. People like this, they're decimated, just decimated, because their wages aren't going up, prices are going up, and worse, the value of the dollar is going down. You are so close to Bidenomics explosion. You're at ground zero. And leaflets are now falling from the bombers saying, hey, better get out of there soon. And what is the Washington Post doing? Lying to you. Don't listen to these people. They're the same people that told you everything would be good in San Francisco. They said the same thing. These are the same people that told you we reimagine the police and it's all going to be fine. They're the same people that said, don't worry about your banks. Don't worry, we'll never, ever have a bad turn in 2008. They're telling it to you now again. They're the same people that are telling you that men can be women and women can be men. They are liars. Dangerous, evil liars. Stop listening to them.